The drama surrounding this night in Vegas started with inevitability. Oklahoma City arrived with a 24-1 record, a franchise-best 16-game winning streak, and the kind of calm dominance that usually suffocates opponents before halftime. Through the first 25 games of the season, they were tied for the best start in NBA history, playing with precision, confidence, and an identity that felt fully formed. Against a Spurs team still perceived by many as rebuilding, this matchup looked less like a contest and more like a formality. The Thunder were supposed to roll. Vegas was supposed to move on. And then Victor Wembanyama stepped onto the floor, even in limited minutes, and completely rewrote the script. What made this moment even more surreal was how cautious San Antonio had to be. Wembanyama was returning from a month-long absence with a calf strain, placed on a strict minutes restriction, and brought off the bench. He did not even touch the floor in the opening quarter. Against most teams, that would be manageable. Against Oklahoma City, a team known for burying opponents early and coasting through fourth quarters, it felt dangerous. And for a moment, the fear looked justified. The Thunder burst out to a 14-4 start, punctuated by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander calmly knocking down one of his signature baseline jumpers. The kind of shot that usually signals a long night for whoever is standing across from him. But the Spurs did something subtle and critical early. They did not panic. They absorbed the early punch, tightened their defense, and leaned on role players to keep the game from spiraling. Being down 11 after one quarter against Oklahoma City is normally a death sentence. On this night, it was survival. And survival was all San Antonio needed to stay close enough to change everything. The moment Wembanyama checked in to start the second quarter, the atmosphere shifted instantly. His first impact did not come from a design play or a highlight dunk, but from pure instinct. An offensive rebound off a miss, tipped back in, sending a message that the floor had just tilted. On the very next possessions, chaos followed. Another offensive board turned into a kick-out three. A slip and fall somehow became a pinpoint pass to the corner. In just a few minutes, the Spurs went from hanging on to threatening, and the Thunder suddenly looked uncomfortable. Wembanyama was not just scoring. He was warping space, forcing Oklahoma City to react to him even when he did not touch the ball. When he sat again, reality snapped back. The Spurs collapsed, the Thunder pushed the lead back to 16, and it felt like the window had closed. Then Victor returned, and the entire game bent once more. His presence pulled defenders out of the paint, opening driving lanes for De'Aaron Fox. He erased plays at the rim, turned fast breaks into nothing, and forced Oklahoma City into contested jumpers they did not want. A quick run followed, capped by a pull-up three over Isaiah Hartenstein that felt less like a shot attempt and more like a statement. In the span of minutes, a blowout had become a three-point game at halftime. In just 7 first-half minutes, Wembanyama was a plus 20. The numbers felt unreal, but the eye test was louder. The second half followed the same rhythm, but with more belief. San Antonio briefly took its first lead behind Fox, then weathered another stretch without Victor. This time, instead of collapsing, the Spurs held firm. That was not an accident. It was the residue of the month they survived without their superstar. A month where Fox rediscovered his role as an engine, where Devin Vassell became a steady closer, and where Stephon Castle announced himself as more than just a piece of the future. Those lessons did not disappear when Wembanyama returned. They stacked. By the time the fourth quarter arrived, the Spurs were ready. Wembanyama opened with a block that reminded everyone why the paint belongs to him. He followed it with a smooth fadeaway, then a finish through contact on a broken play that had no business ending in points. Even when he sat, the Spurs continued to make winning plays. Fox hit timely shots. Vassell punished rotations. Castle attacked gaps with fearlessness. When Victor checked back in for the final stretch, he detonated the building with an alley-oop that felt like punctuation. Oklahoma City responded, because that is what elite teams do. Shai answered with his calm mid-range game. Jalen Williams hit a big three. Lou Dort made a momentum-swinging defensive play. For a moment, it felt like the Thunder might steal it back. But then they missed a layup they usually convert, and San Antonio never flinched. They closed with discipline, composure, and trust, sealing a 111-109 win that felt far larger than a single game. The box score almost undersells it. In just 21 minutes, Wembanyama posted 22 points, 9 rebounds, multiple stocks, and finished plus 21. But the deeper story is what made that performance possible. This team had already learned how to win without him. Fox carried them through that stretch at an all-star level. Castle delivered a breakout performance that forced conversations about his long-term role. Vassell provided scoring stability when it mattered most. This was not a roster waiting to be rescued. It was a group that had already found its footing. That is why this win matters so much. It confirms that Wembanyama is not propping up a fragile team. He is amplifying one that already knows how to compete. With him on the floor, San Antonio's defense transforms completely, dropping from a league-worst level to one that suffocates opponents and forces them into shots they do not want. His impact is not just vertical. It is psychological. Teams stop attacking the paint. They hesitate. They settle. Against Oklahoma City, you could feel that hesitation grow with every minute he played. Looking forward, the most important variable is continuity. The Fox and Wembanyama partnership has been robbed of rhythm by injuries, but the flashes are undeniable. If that two-man game finds consistency, it raises the ceiling of everything around it. And with the depth San Antonio has quietly built, this is no longer a team you want to see in a playoff setting. They are physical, adaptable, and confident in moments that matter. This win does not derail Oklahoma City. If anything, it sharpens them. But for San Antonio, it announces something real. They are not ahead of schedule anymore. They are here. They have beaten Houston, Denver, and now Oklahoma City in games that carried weight. When respected voices start calling you a problem, it is not hype. It is recognition. So now the conversation shifts to you. Do you believe this win marks the moment the Spurs became a legitimate threat in the West? Is Victor Wembanyama already a top 5 player in the league, even on a minutes restriction? And how high do you think this ceiling really is once everything clicks? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you want more deep dive breakdowns like this, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.